Week 7 of the high school football slate is upon us, and the Metro Ford of OKC pregame show brings us back here to Norman, two cities that are separated by just a few miles neighboring each other on I-35. It's the Moore Lions and the Norman Tigers here on KREFsports.tv, and we welcome you to our pregame show presented by Metro Ford of OKC. Alongside Connor Pasby, I'm Grayson Singleton, and both of these two teams faced some adversity 2 weeks ago, both losing to East Side teams. Norman to Jinx, Moore to Bixby. But they come off of wins after they rebounded after those losses, as Moore took care of Deer Creek and Norman defeated Enid a week ago on Friday. And now that brings us here with a couple of teams at around the top of the district. Moore at 3-3, Norman at 5-1. But in the district slate, only one game separates the two. If Moore gets a win tonight, they will force a 2-2 tie between the two, and Moore would have the tiebreaker.
It's an important game, Grayson, and a big district game. You're right about both teams responding after a loss. And really, both teams took care of business last week, and both teams, tough and physical, like we talk about up front. They're very well coached, and these last 2 years, you've had two really great matchups, and you expect to see another one on Friday night.
Yeah, no doubt about it. But enough from us, as we obviously are looking forward to this game, but so are the players. And our first one tonight is Royce King. He's one of the standouts on a very vaunted defensive line for Norman. Might be their best unit on the team with him and Jaden Spencer and Oakley Carruthers and others. And Connor sat down with him to discuss what it's like being a part of a group that has performed so well.
Before we get to more, Royce, I want to talk about last week against Enid. You guys kind of got in a tough spot early on, 14-0 against Enid. What was the message from the coaching staff and kind of the word around the team when you guys got down a little bit early in that game?
Yeah, we didn't really know what was going on. 'Cause we went into the game thinking, yeah, we're gonna blow these guys out, but we kind of got ahead of ourselves and didn't play like we should have at the start. And then our coaches were like, yeah, this isn't y'all. We need to pick it up. So then locked in after they scored twice and then ran up the score on them.
Just talk to me about how special this front seven is. I mean, it was really solid last year and really good again. You guys got talent on the defensive line, of course. You, Oakley Carruthers, Jaden Spencer, been doing a lot of special things. Linebacker play as well. So just talk to me about that group and what makes it special.
I mean, we've been together for a couple of years. We're all really seniors, so we got a chemistry built up over time. So we all really just connect well with each other, and we're also coached really well. So everyone's able to fly around with each other. It's really easy to call plays when everyone knows what they're doing and can, just go all out.
We're talking to Royce King, talented defensive lineman up front for the Norman Tigers. Now with this Moore Lions team, Royce, you guys have had some battles with them the last few years. You guys, of course, have that rivalry with Norman North, but do you look at Moore as a rivalry for you guys? Because, you guys are the Norman original. Moore is the original as well on that side. And you guys have had a lot of big-time matchups with them in the past.
Yeah, we see them as, good opponent to play against. They're always fun team to go against. They're good to see how well we've progressed through the year from the start. So it's always good going up against them. Yeah.
A few more for you, Royce. So far throughout the week, what stands out with this Moore Lions team? They bounced back after that loss to Bixby. They were able to beat Deer Creek last week. They do some special things on that offensive side of the ball. So what do you see with this Lions team?
First thing that stands out to me is their O-line. They just do a ton of moving, bunch of GT pulling. They got a good running back. That's the main thing we're looking at to stop. If we stop the run game, pass game isn't getting nowhere with our DBs. So,
last thing for you, Royce, what are some keys for Friday for you guys to get a win and get back-to-back wins in district play?
Main key is just play how we should play. We've got the skill. We know what to do. We just got to put it all together and, come together as a team to pull through with the win.
Coming up next on the Metro Ford of OKC Game of the Week pregame show, Ozias Adams is off to a hot start for the Moore Lions. He sits down with Connor on the other side. Keep it here on the Metro Ford of OKC Game of the Week pregame show.
Metro Ford of OKC.
Hey Oklahoma, Dusty Dvorak here at Metro Ford of OKC. When it comes to power, strength, and reliability on the line or on the road, these custom-built Fords don't flinch.
Who really loves you, Oklahoma? Drive home in a new 2025 F-150 for 5.9% APR for 84 months.
Built tough and loaded with torque. That's a win in any playbook.
With insurance premiums on the rise, business owners and homeowners are looking for relief. Insurica is one of America's largest insurance brokers, and Insurica is here to help. Insurica's exclusive process, RM4U, partners with businesses and homeowners to reduce the total cost of risk. The goal is to put more of your insurance dollars back into your pocket. Learn more about our process at Insurica.com. Insurica, specializing in you.
Spending life wisely means taking small steps towards a life of love and impact. And we're here to inspire and empower you along the way. Spend life wisely. First United Bank.
After a car crash, life can be hard. You're hurt, stressed, and then, when you need help the most, the insurance company doesn't care.
They drag their feet, question your injuries, and make things difficult. They put profits over people.
At McIntyre Law, we level the playing field. We take on the billion-dollar insurance companies so you can focus on what matters, getting your life back. Call us at 405-777-7000. You deserve better.
Back on the Metro Ford of OKC pregame show, as we just heard from Royce King. Now let's hear from the Moore running back, Ozias Adams. Last week, 200 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns. Man, he's been doing it all for that Moore offense, and here's that interview with Ozias Adams. Ozias, man, big week for you last week, over 200 yards, 3 touchdowns. Just talk to me about that performance for you last week as you continue to put together a good performance every single week at that running back spot.
For one, I got to thank God for giving me the ability to play and keeping me healthy throughout the season because it's been a long and hard road, and he's always been with me. And secondly, I got to thank my O-line for always giving me them creases in the gap so I could run through. Without them, I wouldn't be anything. And my offensive coordinator for trusting in me to make those plays happen.
Well, you just mentioned the offensive line. Talk to me about that offensive line, how fun it is to run behind them. That was a big thing coming into this season for you guys, is how big you guys are up front and how many bodies that you guys brought back from a year ago at the offensive line.
We just wanted to really preach intensity and focus the detail. That's really all it is. If you execute your job and if everybody executes their job, we win, and that's just how it is. Offensive line, they always trust in me, and I always trust in them to get their job done and get my job done. And it's really just a love relationship with them, always.
We're talking to Ozias Adams, running back for the Moore Lions. Now we look at the Tigers of Norman Ozias. You guys faced a really good defensive line 2 weeks ago against Bixby. Going to face another one on Friday against Norman. Just so far watching tape on Norman, what stands out to you on that front seven for the Tigers?
They're very physical. They got a lot of grit, very nasty with it. And they're just going to fire off the ball every play they get. And, we expect that, 6-8 football is hard football, and they play it. But we got to come out harder, come out faster, and, execute.
Last thing for you, Ozias, what are going to be some keys for you guys to get a victory on the road. District games are always important, and this is a big one for you guys. I'm sure running the football is one of those key for you guys on Friday night.
Really just it all comes down to execution. Don't jump off sides, don't drop the ball, don't give up stupid penalties. And we win the game. Just play hard and win the game.
Ozias, I appreciate your time, man, and good luck moving forward with this game, and good luck the rest of the way to you and the team.
Thank you so much, sir.
Time for players to watch, and I'm going to go ahead and start it out with Sean C. Cravens, a quarterback for Edmond North, and they're going to take on Mustang, a team that can take the ball away and it's got really good defensive players at a high level. For Cravens, he's got all the playmaking ability. He's got playmakers around him. He's just got to take care of the football and give himself and all those players a chance to showcase that ability. If he does so, Edmond North has a good chance to go into Mustang and pull off the upset. And Connor, you like another quarterback. How about Dawson Beaulieu for Memorial?
Yeah, I do like another quarterback. This kid, Dawson Beaulieu, 300 yards, 4 touchdowns in that win over UConn. He's comfortable at that quarterback position. I mean, he's making it look easy, getting it to his guys on the outside, taking care of the football. So, excellent play so far for Dawson Beaulieu, and he's going to have another good performance on the road against Owasso.
Another quarterback, as we keep with the theme that's going to have a huge game, is Nash Henry, and he just played his worst game of his season so far. Only a sophomore again. It was his 6th start, and the first time he's really faced adversity in that loss to Union. Can he bounce back? Because he's seen success, and that success comes when he gets it to an array of playmakers. Mason James leading the way with Ben Kolar, Aiden Williams, and Byron Mason, and others. Norman North's got a huge challenge against Broken Arrow, and their quarterback distributing the football well will go a long way to them pulling out the win. All right, time to preview the rest of our games on our KREFSports.tv slate. Most of them are on Thursday this week. We only have 2 games on Friday. We'll tell you which ones those are at the end of the show. But let's go ahead and start with Southmore hosting Northwest Classen, and the SaberCats coming off of a loss, but still sitting pretty at 4-2.
No, they are still sitting good. It was a big 6A2 matchup with them in Choctaw last week. Southmore played them tough early, but in the fourth quarter, Choctaw was able to run away with it. Southmore gave up 50 points, so in this game they're going to be looking to improve on that defensive side of the ball, take the ball away, and they should be able to have no problem with Northwest Classen.
Yeah, and their next game is against Piedmont, which will be our game of the week next week. So you're going to want to stay tuned for that. And speaking of the Piedmont Wildcats, they host Lawton Eisenhower. Piedmont at 4-2 as well. And Lawton Eisenhower looking for its first win of the season.
That's a great opportunity for Piedmont to get back to running the football, get that 3rd district win before that big matchup that we will see next week with the SaberCats. Can't overlook Eisenhower, so Piedmont is going to be putting a point of emphasis on that to take care of business, what's right in front of you before next week.
Yeah, and that'll set up to be a pretty cool matchup that could decide a lot of postseason implications at that point, which would be week number 8, as we are basically down the home stretch of the regular season. Bixby is 6-0. Stop me when you've heard me say that before. And they're taking on an Enid team that is 0-6. Bixby just continuing to roll through this early part of the regular year.
Now, they've been a freight train, Bixby, and now they get an Enid team that's 0-6. They just lost to Norman 56-14. Bixby should have no problem with this one. Should be able to put up a lot of points, get some guys in later in the game so you can save those starters moving forward in district play.
Bixby has 6 wins and has only punted 8 times.
It's crazy
this season. I mean, if they don't punt this game, they will have 1 fewer win, assuming they beat Enid, than they do punts.
Just weapon after weapon for Bixby. I mean, every single player's it's just like taking turns scoring touchdowns for the Spartans.
Yeah. One of these teams will get its first win of the season as Westmore travels to Edmond to take on the Santa Fe Wolves.
Well, big game for both teams because you look at the schedule for both teams moving forward. I mean, it doesn't get easy. It's a brutal down to the stretch schedule, so Both teams did not expect them to see 0-6 next to Westmore and Edmond Santa Fe, but that's how it is. Santa Fe's got good players on the defensive side of the ball. It's a Westmore offense that is struggling, so we'll just have to wait and see where this goes.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to also see who's behind center for Westmore. Shout out Landon Anderson, the defensive end for Edmond Santa Fe, recently decommitted from Oklahoma State, has committed to Arizona State. So shout out to him, and the Sun Devils are getting a heck of a player. Mustang hosts Edmond North. The Huskies looking for win number 2 on the year, taking on the 4-2 Broncos.
We just talked about Chauncey Cravens, what he can do with his arm and his legs. He's going to have to use his legs against Mustang and make something happen on the ground. And he also needs some help from his wide receivers. There's been some balls from Cravens going back to that Bixby game where they're catchable but not able to hold on to it, and that just kills the drive. So that's going to be important to see that Chauncey Cravens to his wide receiver connection. Can they find a way to make some big plays against that Mustang defense?
Yeah, no doubt. I'm curious to see if Edmond North can keep this one close and be in position to pull off an upset. Edmond Memorial, this is a heck of a game.
Yeah.
It's 5-1, 2-1 in the district slate. They are taking on an Owasso team who is unbeaten in district play in 6A District 2. Owasso also, though, is 4-2 on the year.
Memorial's front seven, we talk about Norman's front seven, but Memorial's is really solid too. And this is going to be the best running back that they're going to have faced so far. Jaden Hall, who's over 1,000 yards for Owasso. So got to be able to wrap up and tackle that kid if you're the Bulldogs.
Yeah, no doubt. Jaden Hall is taking over as the unquestioned number 1 back after Jason Mole transferred to Bixby. And he's had a pretty good season as well in his own right. But Memorial, they've got an offense that can certainly keep up as well. Now, speaking of excellent running backs, Deer Creek is going to see one this week as the Antlers host Jinx, and Caden Jones, who is coming off one of the best nights you might ever see from a high school running back.
Yeah, I mean the topic is running backs, and KD Jones is a great one in this state. Over 400 yards, 8 touchdowns. I mean, what a performance out of him last week. And Deer Creek, the linebackers, they're going to be busy against that Jinx offense, and they're going to have to find a way to limit KD Jones, which has been hard to do so far for everybody.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And Deer Creek was not great against the run last week, giving up over 200 to Ozias Adams from Moore. So they're going to want to tighten that up if they can upset the Trojans. Final game of our Thursday slate is Union traveling to UConn. Union coming off of a statement win over Norman North a week ago, taking on a Miller team who is coming off of the loss to Broken Arrow last Friday night.
If you're UConn, you got to be able to keep drives alive and not give up so many big gains, because that's what Union did against Norman North on the ground. They had runs of 56, 57, 68, 93, so you can't have that if you're UConn. Find a way to keep that offense on the field if you're the Millers.
Yeah, no doubt. And they're going to have to find a way to keep Union's offense off the field because Union ran the ball for just under 500 yards in the win over Norman North. Couple of games on Friday. We'll talk and we'll get to those now. Norman North is 4-2, as is Broken Arrow. This is going to be an incredible matchup of two teams who are 2-1 in District 6A2, jostling for position down the stretch of this season.
Going to be looking at that Broken Arrow secondary against these Norman North playmakers on the outside. I mean, that is going to be fun to watch. That is elite talent on the defensive side for Broken Arrow, offensive side for Norman North. The T-Wolves have been able to put up some points, but they're going to face a pretty strong secondary in the Tigers. So that's a great matchup right there.
Both teams can put up a lot of points, and both teams can put them up on defense as well. Both teams with multiple defensive touchdowns this season. It'll really be a game played in all 3 phases tomorrow night. Metro Ford of OKC. Game of the week rounds out our slate. It is a Friday night game. Norman taking on Moore, the 5-1 Tigers hosting the 3-3 Lions. What do you see here, Connor Pasby?
I'm going to be paying attention to the turnover battle for both teams. You saw last week for the Tigers, they threw a pick 6. And you just can't have turnovers like that when you face a good team like you're going to see in Moore. It's an important district matchup for both teams. Ozias Adams, what he can do on the ground. It's going to be fun to see him against Norman linebackers. So I really love this matchup. Toughness and physicality, it's all there for both these teams.
Yeah, no doubt. Ozias Adams is the head of the snake for Moore's offense. Crew Knowles is the head of the snake for Norman's offense, and he has been just dynamic with He's made plays offensively, defensively, and on special teams as well this year. All right, we hope you enjoy all of the games, as that'll do it for our Metro Ford of OKC pregame show. Moore and Norman is our spotlight game, but we will get you out to your game on the other side of this break. That's Connor Pasby. I'm Grayson Singleton. We'll talk to you a week from tonight. Enjoy the games, everybody. Take it easy.
Metro Ford of OKC.
Hey, Oklahoma. Dusty Dvorak here at Metro Ford of OKC. When it comes to power, strength, and reliability on the line or on the road, these custom-built Fords don't flinch.
Who really loves you, Oklahoma? Drive home in a new 2025 F-150 for 5.9% APR for 84 months.
Built tough and loaded with torque. That's a win in any playbook.
With insurance premiums on the rise, business owners and homeowners are looking for relief. Insurica is one of America's largest insurance brokers, and Insurica is here to help. Insurica's exclusive process, RM4U, partners with businesses and homeowners to reduce the total cost of risk. The goal is to put more of your insurance dollars back into your pocket. Learn more about our process at Insurica.com. Insurica, specializing in you.
Spending life wisely means taking small steps towards a life of love and impact. And we're here to inspire and empower you along the way. Spend life wisely. First United Bank.
After a car crash, life can be hard. You're hurt, stressed, and then, when you need help the most, the insurance company doesn't care.
They drag their feet, question your injuries, and make things difficult. They put profits over people.
At McIntyre Law, we level the playing field. We take on the billion-dollar insurance companies so you can focus on what matters, getting your life back. Call us at 405-777-7000. You deserve better.